good. Is there Brad just said there's a celebrity softball tournament tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I didn't get an invite, and I'm not real happy to hear that.
I think they'll let you play.
You're the ringer.
I'm not real happy. Who's playing in this?
Jay?
I saw Jay Guillermo.
Yeah.
Robert Smith.
How did I not get invited
Brad
to this?
Frey.
I am not happy about this.
I think you need somebody you need to talk to, Coach.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. So anyway, onward.
They were afraid you might introduce an exploding softball or something.
Yeah. That was a setup.
Dabo, talk about your Hall of Fame announcement, and I mean, going to get in the Hall of Fame now. What was that like?
Well, I appreciate you coming up there, Will. You're the only one I saw there. I know everybody was very busy, but Will represented you all very well. No, it was great. It was an amazing. I really didn't know what to expect going up there, but it was a really kind of overwhelming, amazing experience. You know, because as Will can tell you, it's an unbelievable facility. First of all, 3 floors, and it's not just a football. I mean, you're talking about Joe Louis and Jesse Owens and Carl Lewis and Hank Aaron, Willie Mays. I mean, just people all walks of life. Coach Bryant, Coach Stallings, 6 Clemson head coaches. It's pretty amazing when you walk through and you see all the people, and so. It was just really, it just became real to me. It was just something, they called me back in the fall, and it just really kind of compartmentalized that away, and now all of a sudden it's there, and it was very surreal, and it was special. So many of my family and friends to be able to, have a moment like that, and so many of my former players who came up there was really cool, and our staff and our board. I mean, it was a great event, and special. I mean, no doubt about it. It was a fun weekend.
Coach, can you share with us, after being able to look at film from the orange and white game, just some of your thoughts about what stood out to you the most?
Well, it was a very competitive game for sure. The depth of our team, I thought, showed up in that game. A couple plays here or there, could have really made a big difference. And even though, the game was, the white team, I think, came back, and then the pick by Trayvon kind of sealed the deal because it was fixing to get real interesting. So just some big plays. Saw some guys make some plays and finish some plays. The guys in the trenches, I thought did a really nice job, especially some of those guys that we wanted to really see how they responded in a different role, like a Bach course, for example, for the first time, getting a Blake Vincent, getting a first start. A lot of those guys getting a chance to start. So it was good, very competitive, and just another scrimmage. We had 5 scrimmages, so-called gradable scrimmages, counting our half scrimmages, and so just a real big part of the evaluation process.
Have you talked to the guys that got drafted this past weekend? Are you surprised by any of those where guys ended up?
Not really surprised. I just saw Dorian, and Dorian just came by right before I left, and I was running a few minutes late. He came by to give me a hug, and just he was so excited to kind of tell me his story, and evidently he said he was at a party and they didn't think he was going to get drafted or whatever, and they called him, and he was with Kendall Fuller and their high school buddy. So it was a pretty neat story he was telling me, and so he's fired up. I think he said he leaves tomorrow, as a matter of fact, and he's going out and then he'll be back. So just really great, to see a guy like him who, a couple years ago was a free agent, to go all the way up to the 3rd round. And he's excited. He feels like they have a plan for him and a good fit for the scheme and the things that they're going to ask him to do. So I think they've done a good job of kind of articulating. He was a very specific guy that they wanted. And so he was really excited about that. But just, reached out to all the guys, congratulated them all, and time to go to work. Really, nobody, when you show up on the practice field, nobody's going around saying, oh, you got drafted on this day. It's you got to go play. That's why Adam Humphries makes it, an undrafted tryout free agent. You still got to be able to play. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. So to hear your name called, the 3 guys that got drafted, obviously we didn't have many seniors this year, but the 3 guys that got drafted, for them to hear their name was special. And You know, a couple of guys that didn't get drafted. I think they hoped they would, but I don't think anybody was surprised. It was you could or couldn't. But good to see those guys land and get some opportunities, and I don't have any doubt they'll take full advantage of it.
I know there's still a few final exams to go, but do you expect everybody to be okay academically?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we'll see. Got a long way to go in the summer, but I don't think anybody. I don't think the only guy that I'm worried about is Sawicki. And he's a great student. It's just he transferred in from, he's a walk-on that came out, made the team, and you know, you got the degree percentage completion thing or whatever, and so I'm not sure if he's going to be eligible. And he did a good job for us this spring. It was really nice having him out there, but that's really the only one that I'm concerned about.
You're going to have Spires and Wolford and guys graduating next week.
Yeah.
How about that Tiger?
I just think it's awesome. You know, to see those guys come back and finish, and you know, it just says a lot. I think it sends a great message to your current players. You know, here's guys that are 50 walking across the stage because it means something. It sends a big message, and it just further enhances what we talk about all the time, and that's just the value of education. And that's the culture that we have. There's no doubt about it. And you know, the guys that haven't finished yet, you know, they're going to finish. So I'm proud of those guys. We've had several of them that have come through, but you know, Donnell and Bill have been awesome. They've done a good job for us, and really happy to see them accomplish that.
Coach, you talked about how important the summer workouts are for these guys and their preparation for August. For the freshmen that haven't enrolled yet, how important are the next couple of months for them? I mean, I know you're going to be counting on a couple DBs, Justin Ross coming in. How much are you able to communicate with those guys?
Oh, a ton. You know, we send them you know, they've got the same lifting program that our guys have been doing, you know, since they signed. That's one of the things we do. We send them a training program so that they can train, and we've got to, you know, they can go to the website and make sure they've got the right techniques and understand how to do it. So that way, when they come in the summer, you can pretty much tell who's been working and who hasn't. So it's been important time for them, even though they haven't been here, to start learning and kind of bridging that gap a little bit. But I'm excited for those guys to get on campus here in June and get started with them.
With Dion sliding, did you talk to him at all about that? Did he seem to be handling okay?
Oh, he's excited for his opportunity. I mean, you know, again, I think he was hoping to go higher, but you know, he went where he went, and you know, Grady Jarrett was hoping to go higher too and went the 5th round, but he's done all right. You know, and I think that at the end of the day, to have when you really step back, to have your name called on draft day is unbelievable, and you know, and that's, you know, teams. There's a lot that goes into it. And, I think Deion's going to be a great pro. I think he'll be a better pro than a college player, to be honest with you, just simply because he's just now, in my opinion, he's got a foundation to really become a great receiver. He wasn't a receiver. He's played 2.5 years of receiver. So he's learned a lot. He's developed a lot, technically and fundamentally, but he's still got a ways to go. But he's got a good foundation, I think, to go and grow on and build upon. So I think he's going to be an excellent pro. I think it's a great fit for him. He's going to be fast on that turf. So I'm excited, and he's just, you know, ready to get to work and go make the best of his opportunity. But he was fully aware that he could go anywhere from probably the 3rd round to free agent. And I think that's things that we talked about, and I think he was at peace with that prior to, you know, when he first told me what his decision was, because I wanted to make sure he really understood there's no guarantees. So absolutely, there's no doubt he would like to have gone higher, but the fact that he was drafted as a junior and a guy that's played 2.5 years of receiver, and especially to a place like Indy with a great quarterback and a great facility to play in, I think he'll do fine.
Okay, guys, sorry, we can need Mr. Time-wise.
All right.